Have you ever noticed someone who confidently explains everything, yet never seems to learn anything new? They have an opinion on every topic, a quick answer for every question, yet somehow their understanding never deepens. Psychology calls this cognitive rigidity. But here's what most people miss. The habits that reveal low intelligence aren't always dramatic failures. They're everyday patterns hiding in plain sight. Picture this. You're in a conversation, and someone immediately dismisses information that contradicts what they already believe. They don't pause to consider it. They don't ask questions. They just reject it and move on. It feels like confidence, but it's actually fear. Fear of discovering they might be wrong. This is where most people go wrong. They mistake stubbornness for strength. But research in behavioral psychology shows that intellectual rigidity is one of the clearest markers of limited cognitive ability. People with higher intelligence question their own assumptions. People with lower intelligence defend them instinctively, without examination. But here's what no one notices. The pattern runs deeper than just rejecting new information. It shows up in how someone approaches problems, handles uncertainty, and processes feedback. When faced with a challenge, does someone immediately look for the easiest solution, or do they explore multiple approaches? When they don't understand something, do they ask questions or pretend they already know? Psychology reveals that people with lower intelligence avoid cognitive effort. They choose the path of least mental resistance. This isn't laziness. It's a fundamental difference in how their minds operate. They seek simple answers to complex questions because complexity feels overwhelming. Consider reading habits. Research from behavioral science shows that people who rarely read have significantly lower cognitive flexibility. Reading forces your brain to process new vocabulary, follow complex narratives, and consider different perspectives. People who avoid reading miss this mental exercise. Their vocabulary stays limited. Their thinking stays narrow. The same pattern appears in social interactions. People with lower emotional and cognitive intelligence struggle to read social cues. They interrupt constantly because they can't sense when someone else wants to speak. They miss subtle facial expressions and tone changes that reveal how others actually feel. This isn't just poor manners. It's a cognitive limitation. Oh, here's where it gets interesting. Many of these people don't realize they're missing anything. Psychology calls this the Dunning-Kruger effect. People with limited knowledge overestimate their abilities because they lack the awareness to recognize their limitations. They think they understand more than they do because they can't see what they don't know. But the most revealing habit is how someone handles being wrong. Intelligent people see mistakes as learning opportunities. They ask what went wrong and how to improve. People with lower intelligence get defensive. They make excuses. They blame external factors. They protect their ego instead of expanding their understanding. This creates a cycle. Defensive reactions prevent learning. Limited learning reinforces defensive thinking. The pattern becomes self-perpetuating. Meanwhile, their growth stagnates while others continue developing. The research shows something else surprising. People with lower intelligence often prefer immediate gratification over long-term benefits. They choose the quick reward instead of working toward larger goals. This isn't just about willpower. It's about cognitive capacity. Planning for the future requires abstract thinking and impulse control. Both require higher-order mental processes. Even their media consumption reveals the pattern. Instead of seeking challenging content that might expand their thinking, they gravitate toward simple entertainment that confirms what they already believe. They avoid content that might make them uncomfortable or force them to reconsider their views. You've just seen the mechanism. These aren't character flaws. They're cognitive patterns. Some people's minds naturally seek complexity and growth. Others instinctively avoid it. Recognizing this difference changes how you understand human behavior. The next move is yours. You don't need to shout to be understood. You just need the right space to think clearly. That's what rational depth is. A quiet corner of the internet for intelligent minds. If you felt something here, subscribe. Quietly, thoughtfully.